Hi HCGers, it's HCG Berry Babe checking in. Just wanted to, it's late tonight, but I wanted to let you know that I'm getting a baby. No, not a baby, an HCG baby, and I'm just so excited. I know some of you are aware that one of the things I really would like to do is become an HCG coach and food addiction counselor. I am a licensed professional counselor in Michigan and am recently left my special education teaching position, and I'm looking at retiring from that and want to crank up my private practice for the last phase of my life. And I have been feeling, you know, some of you in the comments I have said, do as I say, not as I do, those who can't teach. And I've had some real mixed feelings about helping people to use the HCG protocol and even to deal with the feelings and the cravings and how to get on the other side of that when I don't feel that I fully am on the other side of that. Now, do I understand how people feel? And so my HCG baby is a friend that I've had for a long time, probably a lot longer than a lot of you have even been around. And we have been fat together all that time. We've eaten together. We've adopted children together. We don't always see each other a lot, but when, I know you all have friends, like when you do run into each other or see each other get together, it's like no time has passed. We worked at State of Michigan. She was in protective services. I was in foster care. So our histories in job paths and just have had a lot in common. She, in '95, got the band, and I followed her after she had it done in Texas. I went to Texas and had it banded. I had my gastric bypass in '03. Well, 2 years ago this summer, she had gastric bypass. And I, as many of you know, I use the handle Berry Babe for bariatric surgery, of which I've had 3. But it's taken HCG to actually get me to goal. And my girlfriend is at the point where with the RNY, gastric bypass, you're good for about 18 months. They call it honeymoon. And at the end of the honeymoon period, it's pretty much over. If you haven't lost all of your weight and gotten a handle on your eating habits, you may be doomed. And the doctor's giving her a hard time because her weight is creeping up. And I ran into her right before she had the surgery, and I tried so hard. I wasn't heavy into the HCG at that point, but I tried to talk her out of that particular surgery, but she was already scheduled, so she went ahead and had it, and now she's struggling. It's not an easy surgery to maintain with. You can lose, but every gastric surgery that you have, your ability to lose, the percentage diminishes. So she did manage to lose what was expected that she would lose with the gastric bypass, but she's still at 225 pounds and she's short and she's miserable. So she called me up, and guess what? She's finally ready to hear about HCG, and she wanted to get started yesterday, get started today. So I dropped off Pounds and Inches, and I had made a CD of that lady reading Pounds and Inches on YouTube, and I'm meeting with her in the morning, and I spent about 2 hours on the phone with her can you only eat 500 calories? I've only heard that you shouldn't go any lower than 1,200. And all of the questions and things that we all asked and we're all concerned about. But she's been there with me when I was big, and I mean really big. And seems like most every time she runs into me, I'm smaller and smaller. And she wants what I have, and that's HCG, and I can share that with her. But I'm excited to share. I'm excited for her, but I had posed to her. She said she was talking about. We had shared a therapist. In fact, she had shared the name of the therapist and several years ago, and she was talking about, looking that therapist up to get back into therapy because the addiction portion of the eating disorder was just driving her crazy. And she's done trying to cure feeding the emotional hunger for a long time. And so as we were talking, I expressed to her that I was concerned about whether or not I should be going into working with food addiction when I'm still not fully recovered. And what was really nice was that while we were talking, she had an epiphany. And she said, yes, I think, she said, you didn't do anything. You just listened and let me think it through and talk it through. She said, I did all the work, but yes, I think you would be good at this. So that just gave me encouragement. And I'm a natural educator, and I've been missing not being with my kids at school. And so I'm excited about mentoring her in this process. And so tonight I went out to Walmart and she's going to do sublingual syringes and B12s and I don't know, trying to think, okay, if I were to start anybody, what do I need to do? So it's been helpful for me to have to get my head focused because this is what I want to do, but I have to be ready when the person who wants to hire me calls. I'm thrilled to do this for her at no cost, but my goal is to be able to coach people and counsel people for a fee so that I can afford to do it for a job. So I won't be totally surprised if I get a call in the morning and she's changed her mind. But I think that eventually she'll come around. HCG is pretty provocative when you see someone you've known all your adult life getting to goal. And I'm getting closer. And she wants what I have, and I can give it to her. So just wanted to share that, and I will check in. I'm real optimistic for breaking that LDW in the morning. I'm ready for bed, and it seemed like 7 o'clock the cravings hit, and 11:30 I realized that the need to feed was gone. So if I can manage to get to sleep and stay asleep, I'll be all right. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and feel like I need something. I think that there's a lightness that goes with HCG. Mommy was talking today about that, and I commented back that when you're on P2, there's a lightness that you feel, and I'm not used to that, and I think that's why I crave the carbs, because I want to feel grounded, and having solid food, carbs, for me, does that. It weights me down, literally. And so sometimes in the middle of the night when I wake up, I get that craving. So I'm just crossing my fingers that now the cravings are done for the night. And when I wake up in the morning, I bought some raspberry ketones and green tea. I just need to try and remember to take them in the morning. Maybe I won't need my ADHD meds with those. So I will probably probably check in tomorrow. Haven't heard about the job yet. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.